In today's episode of the Pathmark Presents podcast, I got a very interesting guest here with me today. I'm with Scott Reis, and he's hailing over from the folks over at Adoreboard. And at Adoreboard, they're basically, working on customer happiness. That's basically what it's all about, like analyzing thousands of customer service responses really fast and getting recommendations, how you could improve Net Promoter Score, CSAT, and the likes. So definitely very useful. Big brands use it. And today we want to really figure out how Scott is thinking about growth for the company. So welcome to the show.
Hi, Lucas. It's great to be here. Great to meet you.
Of course. Yeah. So Scott, maybe give people a quick overview. What is Adoreboard all about in your own words?
Of course, yeah. By the way, it's Scott Reis, by the way, not Scott Rice.
That's my German coming through. Sorry for that. It's kind
of yeah, I know it means rice in German, doesn't it? So Adoreboard, we're in the process of rebranding, but we'll be focusing our position around if you imagine if you're a customer, you buy something from a retail shop or a large brand, they send you a survey. So, how was the experience for you? Maybe enter a few comments about that. So a lot of brands at the moment, once those survey responses come back, they get thousands of them a month. They then manually analyze the responses to try and pick out trends and work out, how can we improve our NPS or CSAT, customer satisfaction scores. And that takes a lot of time and is not particularly effective sometimes. So what Adoreboard does is takes all of that qualitative, unstructured data, analyzes it into themes. So you can do this within seconds. 1,000 comments within 30 seconds, we say, but I think it's probably faster than that. Organizes it into themes. You can see the volume. So, if you're a retail store, checkout experience might be mentioned in 25% of the comments. And then you can see the emotions. We analyze it by emotion. So are people angry? Are they sad? Are they happy? What intensity is that emotion per theme? And then from that out comes what we call predictive insights. So we predict that if you improve your checkout experience, your NPS or CSAT score will go up by X%. So the idea is that you go very quickly from manual analysis right through to insights which your executive team would find of interest. So
very good. Okay, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, tell us a little bit more about the types of organizations that benefit the most from Adoreboard. Is there a certain scale, a certain amount of customers you need to have for it to start making sense?
Yeah, absolutely. So we tend to work with kind of well-known larger companies. They don't have to be well-known, but larger companies. So we tend to say that if you're analyzing sort of over 1,000 comments a month from customer surveys, or it can be anything, social media, if you're analyzing large quantities of data, or medium, I guess 1,000 comments is not a lot to some organizations. So if you're organizing that sort of volume, then we could be a good fit for you. But if you're only getting, say, 10, if you're a small kind of organization getting 10, 20 responses, then I wouldn't say the economics really work for you in terms of using Adoreboard.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, who within those organizations would you say are the ones that are actually, holding the flag high and, bringing it into the organization? Is that a customer success lead? Is that coming from the C-suite? Who is bringing that in?
Great question. So, so we actually kind of service two kind of markets. So customer experience is where we focus a lot of our energy, but we also see employee experience, which has a similar use case. So they are surveying employees and they want to analyze that and get results in terms of improving employee experience. So it can be two people. Most often it's a customer experience manager. So someone whose job is to think about a customer journey, map out touch points, improve NPS, CSAT. Or it can be employee experience, and that can be a bit more varied, maybe HR manager. It can be a specific employee experience EX person, but they're not as common as CX.
Very good. Now, what would you say? How do these guys find you? Like, what's their journey looking like? What channels are they walking through in order to hear about and getting started with Adoreboard?
Yeah, so we run kind of monthly webinars, which we drive people through LinkedIn ads, LinkedIn organic, email marketing, and content syndication as well. So reach out to kind of the CX magazines and stuff like that. We work with partners in that regard. So drive them through to a webinar, and usually in the webinar there's an insight into our world, and then our SDRs will pick them up afterwards and take them through to, if they, we offer kind of not really a demo, more a kind of complimentary scorecard. So the kind of beauty of our product is that we can analyze online reviews. So we can show value before you've even become a customer. Now, online reviews aren't as good as your own data. It tends to be a bit more negative and not as controllable, I guess. So what we can do is, we can take Trustpilot, Glassdoor reviews, put them through the system and bring out insights already. So what we tend to offer is if you sign up for a webinar, then you get a complimentary kind of scorecard as part of that package. And then the SDRs, BDRs will offer that to you.
Very good. Now, if we talk about that a little bit, like what role do you attribute to the website? We actually had a quick pre-chat and talking about the page where you mentioned that the website is going to get a rebrand, but what role do you think the website plays in their buyer's journey?
So our website's quite small, and we are launching a whole new brand really in 2 to 3 weeks time. So I think the website, to me, the core purpose of the website to me is about telling a story. So the kind of old world, new world, how do we position, like a lot of people who come to us, they ask, how are you different from kind of larger providers in the CX world? So to me, the purpose of a website is to, tell a bit of a story to someone who's never heard of us, speak to the current challenges they're facing, and how we position against that, how are we better than that? How are we different to that? So the website, the homepage will cover that kind of narrative, and offer, of course, social proof in terms of customers we work with, we're accredited by, or we've recognized by, I'm not quite sure of the terms used, by Gartner, Forrester. And yeah, of course, it offers conversion points in terms of there'll be a demo page and content as well, although we don't have a huge amount of content at the moment. So
gotcha, makes sense. Now, what role do you see for the website then moving forward? Do you see it more as sort of like informational place, a conversion vehicle? Like, how do you think about it moving forward?
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at our pricing page, it's quite it's in the larger kind of average contract value sort of thing. So it's not a case of they'll be quite bright. So they tend to use the website as a stage in their journey. They might reference it, do these guys have what's their pricing, or how do I get in touch with them, or who else uses it, what features do they have on their product page, or something like that. So it's kind of, I think buyers will kind of bounce back and forth, and then some of them will convert through demos, but I think it's more of an informational resource.
Very good. Now let's switch gears a little bit and talk about your journey as a marketer, right? Could you tell me, like, with all the information out there, right? There's so many resources, so many podcasts, blogs, books. Like, where do you personally find high quality information for yourself as a marketer?
Yeah, so I did used to, I think towards the start of my career, looked more towards books and courses. I've actually found LinkedIn, following people on LinkedIn has taught me a lot, and just speaking to people in marketing who are more experienced than me, and learning from them really is probably, once you kind of get the foundations down, I think that's probably what I found most valuable.
That makes sense. Now I got some rapid fire questions to wrap it up for today. Are you ready for those?
Go for it.
What's the last book that you read though?
It's about the current book I'm reading. It's about Lego. So it's the kind of the brand, how they kind of nearly went under in the early 2000s and how they came back from that. So about innovation and stuff. So, yeah.
What's one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What would be one single thing that your company is focused on the most at the moment?
Okay, yeah. So well, from what I see, being focused and organized. So we set weekly goals and then we track our progress against those, which are also aligned to quarterly goals. So yeah, just startup, you kind of got to be focused. And
if there are no boundaries in technology, what's the one thing you would fix for your role as a marketer today?
If there were no boundaries, I think probably something to do with data, like CRM cleaning type stuff. So making keeping that tidy easier, sort of thing. So yeah.
Very good. And if today would be your very first day joining Adoreboard, what's the one single thing that you would give yourself as an advice?
As a marketer or just in general, like any role? Or
As a marketer, yeah.
so starting my own role, I think to start, really focus on the story. So getting the story really clear of the brand and the positioning and stuff like that. I think that's critical. Yeah.
Very cool. Scott, I really appreciate you took the time with us today to be a guest on Pathwing Presents and gave the people like a quick glimpse into the world of Adoreboard and your journey as a marketer. I want to give you the very last word. If somebody would be forgetting all that we discussed about the company, what's the one thing people should remember?
So yeah, so probably move on from manual analysis of survey data, move into a world of predictive insights where you get kind of executive ready scorecards within minutes. So yeah.
Scott, thanks a lot for being a guest on Pathwing Presents.
That was great to meet you, Lucas.